Hello and welcome to the Next Gen Racing YouTube channel for our monthly special, our Cheltenham Ante-Post series. We're on episode 3 now, which we're getting ever so close. 10 weeks until the festival now. It's bang on 10 weeks by the time this video's up as well. And Jack and I have had quite a few decent selections go up, especially Jack at the moment. He said Galloping de Champ up 25 to 1s into 7 to 4. Aplutard, they put that horse up at 8 to 1 now, around I think 133 to 1. And Phil Doy's put up at 8 to 1, another horse around 3 to 1. And, mine have kind of stayed the same price, to be totally honest. But likes of Sir Garhard, Fakir Duderee's been entered for the Ryanair as well yesterday and put the kettle on, who, look, I wasn't too pleased with her, but we know that she shows the best round Cheltenham, so we can only hope. Right, let's get into this video. Just quick in terms of the news front. Jack and I, probably in the next few weeks, will be sharing what the plans are for our Cheltenham preview, our official Cheltenham preview, what's going to happen, where it's going to be and how it's going to be done. We'll be discussing that over the next couple of weeks. So we will announce that as soon as we get that news. Now, it is the new year. Jack, I'll quickly ask you what your highlight of the whole of the Christmas and New Year's racing period was, but it's probably pretty obvious who the big highlight was for you over the Christmas period. Let us know who you managed to back at a big price.
Yeah, it is going to have to be Tornado Flyer. I was watching it on Boxing Day with the family. And to see Tornado Flyer come travelling, swinging on the bend and actually jumping better than he did in the John Durkin was brilliant. Then to see Danny Mullins stretching clear. Of course, it was a shame to see Asterion Falange fall at the last, but he's clearly got plenty of ability. But it had to be Tornado Flyer and Danny Mullins.
It had to be, yeah. And there were plenty of decent performances. I mean, I was impressed with Galloping de Champ, one of the biggest ones that impressed me. But very obvious to say, and we'll probably discuss him in a second. And the reason I say we're going to discuss him in a second is I haven't prepped Jack for what I'm about to do here. Now, over a lot of the horses who won the big races during the Christmas period, Jack, I've written down, what price they are now for their respected races. What I want you to do under each one is say win, place chance, or a lay. Right, that is your job. Here we go. Ready? One by one. That's all you can say. Win, place, or lay. First one, Brave Man's Game 4 to 1 for the Festival Novices Chase.
Lay.
Okay. Epatante 10 to 1 for the Mayor's Hurdle.
Lay.
Tornado Flyer 14 to 1 for the Gold Cup.
Lay.
Sir Garhard 9 to 2 for the Supreme.
Win.
Okay. 8 to 1 for the Ballymore if going there.
Place, I'm going to say.
Okay. Phil Dore 3 to 1 for the Triumph.
It's got to be a lay at that price. I know I'm back to 8 to 1. It's got to be a lay at that price at the moment.
Okay. Fernie Hollow 2 to 1 for the Arkle.
Win.
You can say place even if it's that short. It's not like a bet. I'm just saying, will the horse place win or is it a lay?
I think Fernie Hollow at the moment anyway is looking like the winner.
Okay. Edward Stone 11-2 for the Arkle.
Place.
Okay. Shishkin 11-10 for the Champion Chase.
Win.
Okay. Envilen 16 to 1 for the Ryanair.
Lay.
Okay. Classical Dream 11 to 4 for the Stayers Hurdle.
Lay.
Galvin 6 to 1 for the Gold Cup.
Place.
Journey with Me 6 to 1 for the Ballymore.
Place.
Okay. Galloping de Champ 7 to 4 for the Festival Novices Chase.
At that price, it has to be a lay. It does.
Okay, you say that price, but is the horse going to place win or is it not?
I mean, he's probably going to win at the moment as it stands. But I mean, at 7 to 4, he's got to be a lay. I think I know I've tipped him up at 25 to 1, but 7 to 4 looks an awfully short price after the beginning.
Sharjah 10 to 1 for the Champion Hurdle.
Place.
Okay, Stage Start 8 to 1 for the Ballymore.
Lay.
And Stormy Island 7 to 1 for the Mayor's Hurdle.
Place.
There we go. Some interesting thoughts from you there. There you go. I didn't prep you for that. Good little game that was. Yeah. Some of the big Christmas winners. Interesting to hear Jack's thoughts on those ones. Right, now let's kick into things and go with our two selections. We've both got two selections going forward. And the best thing is that a lot of bookmakers now have released the betting for the handicaps. And you'll probably hear Jack and I both mention a couple of horses here for the handicaps at Cheltenham. Now we've got the prices. And Jack, I'll let you kick things off with your first selection.
Yeah, this month I kind of found quite tricky. It must be said. I kind of was thinking I'll go with 3 selections, and I was like, maybe I'll just go for the 1 selection. I kind of range from ideas of 9 to 4 up to 66 to 1, in between as well at 25s, and I mean, there's a couple I quite like. I think Gordon Elliott has been priced up at 9 to 4 to train the winner of the Albert Bartlett. I think that's a cracking price if you look at Hollow Games, Ginto, and potentially what Manella Crooner could be as well. stepping up in trip. So that was quite interesting. But no, the first I'm going to go with my handicap selection. And of course, it's going to be Langadan for the Martin Pipe, which is still available at 16-1 with Bet365. I see Paddy Power have now gone as short as 10-1. William Hill now 12-1. And yes, I think 16-1 is still a relatively fair price. I think 10-1 is probably a bit too short, if I'm being honest. But I mean, he was ridiculously impressive as a 5-year-old last year. He clearly needed the run at market raising, but then bolted up in the Imperial Cup. Got raised £7 for that. £5 for that. And then finished second to Galopin Des Champs in the Martin Pipe. Now we see previous Martin Pipe form is always very handy going back to the Martin Pipe. And I like how Dan Skelton's kept him for the spring. They're going to do the same thing this year. It looks like they're going to have a run to freshen him up, Imperial Cup, and then the Martin Pipe. I mean, he's rated 140 at the moment, but I mean, even if he goes up £5 after the Imperial Cup, that's not too much of an issue because, I mean, if you look, 6 of the last 9 winners of the Martin Pipe all came from, were all rated over 140. I mean, you got 2 winners at 145, one at 144, and one at 143. I mean, I think they'll probably be looking for that same route. It does look like Dan Skelton is looking for that same route. And I mean, if you look at what Galopin Des Champs did at Punchestown, winning that Grade 1 by 11 lengths or 12 lengths after being raised £5 for finishing second there, looks like an absolute steal of a mark. And hopefully they'll be able to exploit that in the Martin Pipe this year.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a very decent selection from yourself. And I think the Imperial Cup is the best route because I think there's a decent bonus as well if you can go from winning the Imperial Cup then winning the Martin Pipe as well. So it's a good little route and it's quick succession as well. So be interesting to see if that's the plan. But yeah, like Jack said, it probably is the logical thing to do with Langadan. Now, my first selection comes in a handicap as well. It comes in the Boodles. And I'm hoping I'm going to try and make a case for why this horse will go here rather than the Triumph. And the horse is Impulsive One. The horse is currently 40-1 with one bookmaker, 25s with most at the moment. But now, first of all, before I go into this, I looked into the betting for the Boodles, and Champagne Piaf has been put in here as well. Now, I've seen this horse shorten, right, for different races. I've seen Champagne Piaf in the betting with one bookmaker, Champagne Piaf in the bet. This horse is actually shortened for the Triumph with some bookmakers. Now, we've heard nothing. We know nothing about this, by the way. We love the horse, but I don't think they're going to take a late route into hurdling, Jack. It seems quite late for that.
Yeah, if we're doing the win, place, lay game now, I think I'll probably be playing lay even at 33-1.
I don't know whether we've convinced bookmakers to stick that horse in the market and everyone's just followed it, to be honest. But yeah, the horse I like is Impulsive One. Now, this horse finished third behind Night Salute and Porticello, 2 very decent horses in a Class 2 race at Doncaster it was. Now, finished only a length behind both of them, only I think it's 3/4 length behind Porticello. Now, we know the form of that. Porticello's come out and won at Chepstow in Grade 1 in very impressive style. We know Night Salute is a very good horse. Night Salute's rated 134 and Porticello is now 132. Impulsive One rated 127, which I think is a fairly fair mark. Now, he did get given £4 that day. Now, the reason I think they could go this route is because Night Salute has beaten this horse twice now. And they know that they're not going to win a Triumph with this horse. They know they can't do that. And a rating of 127, it'd be interesting to see. They'll probably give this horse another run. I'm probably convinced around that, but I don't think the mark will be raised too much above that. And you look at the last 12 winners, I think it's 9 of them were rated between 125 and 134. So, you know, he's sitting bang in the middle of all of that, and he's rated to go and win a race like this. And it's a race where it's probably worth taking on favourites because only 2 of the last 12 favourites have gone in, and I think 4 of the last 12 have come from like the top 4 in the betting. So it's one where you can get a big price, and I think the Impulsive One is a gritty, determined little horse, and I think that if they do go down this route, they're going to have a right chance in here. And like I say, 40-1 with one bookmaker, 25-1 with most, but I do think that he's got a very decent chance. That's Impulsive One in the Boodles handicap. Hopefully I've made a decent case for that horse there, and hopefully they don't go to the Triumph because I was like a right muppet. Right, I'll start things off with my second selection before going into yours, and mine comes in the Champion Hurdle. It's a selection at 33-1. Now, I do think that Honeysuckle is going to go and win this. Now, I think there is a lot. If you look at the racing behind Honeysuckle at the moment, Bar Appreciate It maybe, the race is a bit of a mess. I've said this before that the 2 mile British hurdling division really doesn't look that great. And the thing is, I saw a tweet from Paul Keeley. I think it was last weekend, wasn't it, saying that Tommy's Oscar is probably the best of the 2 mile hurdlers. That horse around 50-1 for this race at the moment. But I completely disagree. I like Adagio. I think Adagio is, in my opinion, the best British 2 mile hurdler looking at the moment. I was so impressed by this horse. And he's been a bit of I think he could be the surprise package of the season. Now, remember, This horse finished second to Quilixius last season in a Triumph, and then has since gone on to come second in the Greatwood Handicap, finishing behind West Court, giving bundles of weight, carrying top weight that day, and beat horses like Tritonic. I think we had Marie's Rock in there. Who was the other one? I think Glory and Fortune, who finished second in the Christmas Hurdle as well. Put those horses to bed with ease by about 10 lengths. And those horses have since come out and put up some really decent performances. I mean, Marie's Rock has since come out and won by 7 lengths in a handicap where she was carrying quite a lot of weight. Tritonic ran a really decent race in the Exchange Trophy, but it didn't quite go to plan in the Christmas Hurdle. But that was they kind of blamed that it might have been too quick a turnaround. Glory and Fortune ran a really decent race behind Efferton. So I think the form of the Greatwood is actually very good. And I think the fact that Adagio was carrying that amount of weight, I think that potentially could be a right old superstar. He didn't run in the International Hurdle. That was the plan before coming to the Champion Hurdle. I don't know where this horse could go next. Now, I did look at the Winter Millions Hurdle. This is a new race for Lingfield coming up at the end of January. There's a 2-mile hurdle there. Potentially, that could be an option. There's no entries for this horse as of the moment, bar the Champion Hurdle and the Stayers. But I do think that potentially, if they can keep this horse fit and they go there, he's a right chance at 33 to 1. And if Honeysuckle, God forbid something sort of goes wrong, or the horse isn't ready for Cheltenham, I think it's a right old messing behind, and this horse is a cracking each way bet, 33 to 1. But yeah, Adagio will be my bet in the Champion Hurdle at a price. Jack, who's your second bet?
I'd say those 2 cases you've made then are probably the 2 best cases from the whole series so far. I think you've done a great job there. I love that impulsive 1 case. I was in awe of that. You had all my ears there. So yeah, fair play. But as I say, I was umming and ahhing over this second selection. I kind of went the 94 about Gordon Elliott to win the Albert Bartlett. I was thinking about Menela Crooner for the Albert Bartlett at 25s. I'm not really too sure if they'll be going there with him. And then I was also thinking Minella Indo for the Gold Cup, because I think a double figure price was an absolute steal, but I know he's been shortened now to kind of 7 to 1 across the board now. No non-on and no bets kind of coming in. So instead, I think I'm going to go for a 66 to 1 stab in the Stayers, who was in the Christmas Hurdle, and that's going to be Grambois. No, I just think the price is just an absolute insult. If you look at Tell Me Something Girl, Statler, and even Brave Man's Game is half the price of Grambois to win the Stayers. I think 66 to 1 is just absolutely insulting. I mean, last year he was pretty progressive as a 5-year-old. Didn't run very well at Cheltenham, which is going to be a bit of a worry when carrying bundles of weight in the county hurdle. But, I mean, this year I think he ran a cracker in the middle of his Mullins, finished third. He travelled really well, but looked like he wanted 3 miles when Florian Porter fell. And then, of course, finished 4th in the Christmas hurdle, over 3 miles. I know he was 34 lengths behind Florian Porter and Classical Dream, but it was his first attempt at 3 miles, and he was plugging on at the line. He was by no means staying on at the line. But for a first attempt at 3 miles, I think it was a gallant effort behind Burning Victory, Flooring Porter, and Classical Dream. And I think 66 to 1, as I say, as a 6-year-old, hopefully he'll keep improving. They may go to Leopardstown with him, but I think at 66 to 1, he's just a ridiculous price.
There we go, a ridiculous price. 66 to 1, Grambois for the Stayers Hurdle. And there we go. There's our 2 selections that we both put up for episode 3. There's going to be one more episode of the Ante-Post series that will come right at the start of February, and then probably I'd say just after our Cheltenham preview, we'll probably just do like a review of our Ante-Post bets and where we're currently sitting going into the festival. But it looks like it's going to be a cracking festival at the moment. We've got some really decent performances come out of Christmas, and I'm absolutely buzzing to head there for the week. Jack and I are going to be there the whole week, and it's going to be some week of racing, and I pray that we have crowds there. I really do. It's looking that way at the moment. I think it's looking like a strong case that we're going to have a full capacity crowd there, which is going to be great for Cheltenham, and I can't wait to hear that roar in 10 weeks' time. But that's it for our video this week. Let us know your best Ante-Post selection down in the comments, and we will be back on Friday for our preview of Sandown, where we get to see the exciting Constitution Hill come out in the Tolworth, and we'll also preview the Veterans Chase there as well. We'll get to see some of the old guns flying around Sandown over those fences. So we're looking forward to that. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you then.